Time to get your hands dirty. Get down on your knees. You'll get a great gift for your work and some seed. You don't need a lot of land to have your own little farm.
Hi friends, today I just wanted to film a quick video talking about how I plan to garden 7 months pregnant this year. Obviously a lot of your priorities change when you're expecting a baby, but one thing that I really didn't want to compromise on was the garden, just because it's something I look forward to every year and really just my happy place. So I'm going to talk about a few of the things that I'm doing differently this year and how I'm making it easier on myself in the long run with the different types of things that I'm growing compared to what I would have grown last year. So first and foremost, I'm setting my expectations very low. I think I grew 24 different varieties of tomato last year. This year I have 2 planned, and if we get if we get any more than 2, I will be over the moon. So that is my first plan, is to kind of understand that things are not going to be as they normally would, but we are still going to benefit in some ways. So first things first, the 2 tomato varieties that I currently have picked out are the Brad's Atomic Grape and the Napa Chardonnay Blush, both from Baker Creek Seeds. I picked these because they are small cherry tomatoes, and I'm not gonna be doing a lot of preserving after the baby comes. So these are tomatoes that I can pick fresh, eat fresh, and they're going to grow in abundance. So I'm not going to be spending a lot of time with my pressure canner. If I have extra, I can share with my friends and family. And it's just an easy snack that I can have available to me compared to if I were to grow, you know, those big slicer tomatoes. I will probably end up with some slicer tomatoes in the garden, but these are the 2 that I'm excited about and what I'm planning on making it into the garden above everything else. So the second thing that I'm really excited to grow that is different from last year is these Japanese long cucumbers, also from Baker Creek Seeds. This is a cucumber that you would eat fresh in a salad or with some Greek yogurt or something like that. And it's going to save me a lot of time because I won't be doing as much canning this year. I will probably end up with some pickling cucumbers in the garden, but this is the one that I have chosen as this one is the one I'm excited about, and I hope it makes it. Anything other than that is just extra, and I will be thankful for it. Last year I grew 5 to 6 different varieties of bush beans and was not successful with any of them. So the only bean I have planned for the garden this year is these Scarlet Runner beans. And I figured this would be also something that I could eat fresh, have a lot on hand, and I wouldn't have to do very much canning. Obviously I can can these if I want to, but I will probably opt to give away any extra to my neighbors or my family members if I have any. Another thing that I'm doing this year to kind of alleviate the canning or processing aspect of the garden is I'm growing lots of fresh radishes, beets, kohlrabi. Obviously I can't grow this all summer long, but I have plenty of these in the garden right now for fresh eating. I'm trying to eliminate as much excess work as possible because I'm not really capable of doing it. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I was diagnosed with hyperemesis. I have probably spent a fraction of the time that I normally would in the garden this year. So I'm trying to be realistic, and I'm trying to keep the dream alive while also not working myself into the ground. Anything else that makes it into the garden, I will buy from a local nursery, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever you can find, you know, those plant starts you see out front starting March, April every year. I knew going into this garden year, being pregnant, it was going to be a lot harder on me to try and keep up. So to alleviate that, I'm going to be buying the majority of my plants as starts from the store. And that's simply just to alleviate the stress of starting them all in my garage. I'm very thankful. I have a lot of friends and family who are planning to come over and help me plant these things whenever it comes time to do so. The only thing I've asked for my birthday this year is for my friends and family to rally around and come over and help me clean out the beds and get these things into the ground, just because I simply can't do it. I have a lot of garden space, and I have accepted that most of it will be empty this year, and that's totally okay with me. As long as we can get some essentials in the garden that will bring me joy during a time where, you know, I'm growing and changing as a person, that is the biggest blessing and all I can really ask for. So I'm very excited. We definitely have set our expectations low, but I think that we will be able to achieve way more than I'm expecting. We will see. I'm very excited regardless, even if I don't get as much as I normally would. We have made some improvements this year. I have 3 greenhouses in the garden currently, covering cabbage, kohlrabi, some broccoli, some kale, carrots, lettuce, and a couple other things. I have Brussels sprouts out there as well, all of which I either bought as starts or I planted as seed tape. Seed tape is new to me this year. It's something I found at Ace Hardware, and I thought, wow, this could really benefit me being pregnant. It's going to save me a ton of time. I have no experience with it otherwise, so if it doesn't go well, I will definitely be sharing. But I figured with all of these changes coming, it might be something to help me in the long run. I'm keeping it small. I'm doing just the essentials and the things that bring me joy, and if they make it, they make it, and if they don't, well, they don't. And that's the end of the story. So if you have any questions or suggestions for me as a new mom who enjoys gardening, please leave those in the comments down below. I don't really know what to expect. I know it's going to be a lot, and I know I'm not going to have a lot of time to garden, but it's just something that's really hard for me to give up. So I'm putting my best foot forward and expecting not a lot, but we'll see. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. And like I've told just about everyone I've talked to this year, it is not rocket science, it is magic, and you can grow